Hello, my Math 8 students. Oh, I miss you all so much. I hope you're enjoying this awesome spring weather that we are having. Oh, it's been so beautiful. But I hope you're still doing that e-learning twice a week. Not a lot, and just 3 weeks left. So today we're going to actually start a little bit of probability, which is that's the only strand of standards that we did not get to actually in class. So I just messed up my board, but that's okay. You're gonna have a Khan Academy and it's going to be simple probability. So I just wanted to make sure everyone was familiar. As I was looking at videos to maybe show you, they were long. The one I thought, oh, well, that's what we're gonna start with. It was fifth graders putting it on. I'm like, I'm not gonna do my eighth graders with fifth grade stuff. So just do a review here. I think you will have seen this before. It's pretty straightforward if you will read carefully what's being asked. But probability, and you know what probability is. You could probably explain it in your own words. I would say the math definition is the likelihood of an event happening. It can be written as a fraction, a percent, or a decimal. And last year in 7th grade, I'm sure you had to do that a lot, maybe even in 6th grade. Change this percentage to a decimal, change the decimal to a fraction. So it can be written in any of these forms. I typically like the first one. I like the fraction form, but you can convert from one to the other. This is not something that you're going to need on the assignment, but it is a term that you might need to be familiar with. Sample space, and it's supposed to be a list of all the possible outcomes. So, if you're asked what are the possible outcomes of rolling a regular 6-sided die, well, all 6 possibilities would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. It gets a little more complicated when you add multiple die. Dice? I think singular's die, plural's dice. But anyway, and we'll get into a little more complicated, compound events and things like that Thursday. But keep in mind, as you write probability, you want the number of desired outcomes over the number of total outcomes. So that, and that's in fraction form, that's typically how I will think of probability. Oh, Caden's ready to get over here to mow, so let me just quickly check. Look at I wrote a die. So the probability of rolling a 6, and I write it as a fraction. Well, I know there's 6 possibilities, but there is only 1 6 on that die. So a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 6. To change that to a percent, you can either say that's equal to x over 100, and you can use your cross products, or you can simply take 1 and divide it by 6, and then move your decimal 2 spots over. To change this to a decimal, simply take 1 divided by 6. Not 6 divided by 1, take top divided by the bottom. And I know on the Khan Academy exercise I'm going to give you certain problems, ask for it in certain ways. It's multiple choice, at least I think on this one. This one may be the fill in the blank. And I answered all of mine as fractions. I think it's Thursday where they're going to have them converted for you. But just to make sure you know that you've got those 3 options: fraction, percent, or decimal. The probability of getting an even number. Again, if I have a die, a regular 6-sided die, there's going to be 6 possibilities. To get an even number, that would either be a 2, a 4, or a 6. So that is going to be 3 out of 6. Now, as an 8th grade student, I'm pretty sure that isn't going to be counted right if you leave it as 3 over 6. So make sure you simplify that to 1 over 2 in that Khan Academy exercise. What would the probability of not getting a 1? Well, again, I know it's out of 6 possible sides. If I do not want a 1, then I would want either a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. So I would have 5 out of 6 possible desired outcomes there. 5 out of 6 if I only don't want a 1. What would the probability of rolling a 7 be on this regular 6-sided die? 0. Anytime the probability is 0, it is not happening. And what is the probability that it would be less than 7? Well, out of a 6-sided die, if it's less than 7, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. 6 out of 6. If it is definitely going to be less than 7, you are certain it will happen. Your probability is going to be a 1. So probability is always going to be between 0 and 1. The more likely it is to occur, the closer to 1. 5 out of 6, close to 1. Right in the middle, as likely to happen as not, 1/2. And then if it is not as likely to happen, it's closer to your 0, 1 out of 6. So you'll have 4 questions. No, I think this one has 7 questions on it. It's pretty straightforward. Just look at, read the question carefully, and I think you're allowed to write it as a fraction, as a percent, or a decimal. I think I wrote all mine as decimals, or I wrote all mine as fractions, and totally had no trouble with it. So if you have any questions or anything, email me, and I will happily answer those for you. Hang in there, guys. Keep doing this stuff, and I miss you.